That was a gun.
I'm not voting.
If we want to build our nation.
The problem with the Somalians.
Just want to experience something else than a black man.
Move on, move
Don't be like
forward.
a horse with blinkers on.
Honestly say, I was about to have
Corrupt
sex and then I pulled
crap,
up.
but it's nice.
My name is Kane Youngman. I was born and raised in Francistown, the ghetto. Now I work for Legabibo as the coordinator of Legabibo.
I'm a cheesy cheese boy. Born and bred in Francistown, schooling in Gaborone, living in Gaborone, and a membership volunteer officer for Legabibo.
I am Botumaru Atona, born in Bobonong but raised in Gaborone. I work for Legabibo as the gender volunteer officer.
My name is Ratanang, born, bred, raised in Gaborone, the capital city. I'm a city boy. And I work for Legabibo, Health and Human Rights Programs Officer.
I'm Lesego Lekelandi, born in Maung, raised in Maung, but currently staying in Gaborone. I am the finance officer of Legabibo.
Somebody once asked me, but Kane, you're always in the newspapers, you're always in the media, going gay this, gay that. What about your parents? What about your family? I was like, well, I'm from a very loving family. My mother is a very loving person. So my mother has shown me to love and care. You see, she loved and cared for me and my family, people around us and everything. So I cannot necessarily just keep that love from me alone. So I have to also care about the next person. This is why I also ended up in the movement, because it's not about me. It's about, because I'm from a supporting family, I'm from a loving family who care for me. But what about those individuals who don't have support structures and everybody?
I mean, I'm sorry, and I'm not even about to speak to be the devil's advocate, but I honestly and sincerely feel our parents' pain sometimes. I look at my dad, and he strives to be a very, I come from a very dynamic family, if I should put it that way, Kane.
Define dynamic. Don't get crazy.
For lack of a better word, I don't know how to define it. I come from a very, I don't know, okay. But anyway, so my dad will try to be supportive. But deep down, we go to funerals. You know, I go to weddings, I go to whatever, like family, my brother is getting married, or my cousin is getting married, or Manchangwan, what's that?
Yeah.
You know, or when my cousin, or just when my cousin had a baby. And my dad is supportive, but I see the pain in his eye, you know. And for once, and I think for a longest period of time, you get angry because, for example, my mom would say anything that comes to her mind, you know, and I was really angry. But I got to realize that, you know what, my parents also had expectations, you know, raising me up. They thought I'll probably become something, a soldier or whatever, that they thought weird. But, you know, they had so much expectations. And we grow up, and I know parents keep on saying, oh, Rati, here's your wife. You know, growing up, there's always that girl.
Not that word, expectation. That's a killer. You cannot have expectations on the next person.
But it's the reality.
That is the reality of the situation, Kane. You know that when you're growing up, honestly, and don't forget there are other people around you, you know. Well, typical example, with most of us people, yes, we know, but look at it this way. When you're young, you know that right now the expectations that they had on you, they have subsidized. They no longer have the same expectation they had on you when you're like 16, when they were still bringing you up, because they look at you and they always have that.
You know, I'm still looked up for in the family, like
He's
aunts and uncles, they still come to me, even though I'm younger than them, for guidance and everything. My grandmother still relies on me. When they have problems, they come to me.
But I'm
even though they all know that.
Look at this, like
It's
with
all
me,
about
the
our
context.
African
Yes,
culture.
besides that, the context I'm speaking from, basically the same one that Ratanang is. If we are in the same page, where your parents are looking at you and thinking, oh, he's 16 and he believes this one is so innocent, because with most of us gays, house in Sulimunyan, there is that perception where you don't like dating, you just don't like, you are the perfect kid.
I was
like,
never looked
no,
at it
not
that
me.
way.
Like even with me and my family, I have 2 older siblings. The other one at a very young age, he was in junior. He would bring girls. When my mother tries to open the door, he pushes her out, puts the girl underneath the bed. My sister, I come after, would jump the fence when you go to sleep. Get the key, open the gate, goes. and she'll come back in the morning. And then I come around the same age.
That's my girl.
Yes, around the same age. I am there. All I know is my curfew is 6.
Yeah.
I should not be late. I'm always there home. I'm cleaning.
Getting
You know,
the
the things that
grades.
I'm getting the good grades. You know, I'm the perfect kid. And my mother is always, and she always made a point. Hey, my son, at least you are going to turn out to be something. I'll get a wife. You will not have kids at a young age. My sister
Unplanned.
dropped out of university. You know, they always have that expectation. That's the one I'm talking about.
Yeah,
but nonetheless, Kane, the one you're talking about is still there with me. They still have that level of responsibility where they want me to mentor their kids, where everybody uses me, be like, but Chizzy is good kid, you know.
Really?
But I am.
I guess maybe for me it's a different context because it's different because I was not even sexually active until I just turned 24. Just around
Oh, goodness.
because the thing was that I know all of you are still underage. You're still not even 24 yet. But
That
hey,
explains it.
the thing is that I thought when I was young, I thought maybe it's just a phase. Things will be different when I get to teenage years because
Yeah.
people usually say, oh no, when you reach teenage years, your body changes,
Changes.
your hormones changes and all those things.
So,
I was like,
let me
okay,
ask
fine.
you, Kane,
I
when did
got
you start,
excited.
besides you getting sexually active at 24, when did you start feeling like I'm attracted to other boys?
That-
you know,
that's what I'm saying.
at what
It
age?
started when I was still in primary, like early primary, around standard 3, somewhere there. Yeah. So I was like, okay, fine, it's gonna go. Because they're saying this thing that they call teenage years.
Puberty.
So where you have the hormones and all this thing.
Yeah.
So I was excited, looking forward to the hormones. So I reached teenage years, I get there, I was like, okay, it's still not going away. And then our teachers used to say, no, teenagers are controlled by hormones. So everything will pass out. They misbehave because of hormones. It's like, oh, okay, I guess maybe also my emotions are misbehaving because of hormones.
Yeah.
So I'll wait until teenage years pass. Teenage years, 19 comes, 20 comes. It's like, okay.
Stronger.
Yeah, it keeps getting worse and worse. It's like, okay, maybe I should wait for 21 to see. Because now 21, you're an official
given
and
the key
adult.
of
You're
life.
given a key of life, exactly. So by 21, maybe I'll have a clear mindset. 21 comes, 22nd comes, 23rd comes, I'm like, oh, wake up, young man. You're not going anywhere.
Yeah.
So that's when I was like, okay, fine. Now I have to come to terms with myself, and that's how it was.
I never really had to come out. I'm straight, but I support my gay friends and
We are straight in
lesbian.
our sexuality.
Yeah,
We are very
I believe they don't choose to be who they are. It just happens in that way. So we have to accept them in our community, live with them as we are living with ourselves. Yeah.
You're a gay hag.
Yeah.
People define you by your sexuality. Define you are you just, you know, there are people who would ask you odd questions about, you know, oh, so you're a lesbian. Why are you a lesbian? I mean, you could get any man you want, type of thing. And, you know, I don't think you can go to a straight girl and just tell them you can get any man you want when the conversation is not even about you having a relationship with anyone, you know. And the expectations that everybody else has is that, you know, you're a girl, have kids at this age, get married, you know, and all of that. We have siblings, we have people who've achieved stuff before us, and we're expected to follow in that lead. It's enough pressure for you as a child, you know, gay or not, as a child to follow in those, you know, those steps that they did, you know. I had a really hard time in varsity, well, my last year of varsity. I was not a naughty kid, but I was, you know, I was feeling the groove a little, you know. I wasn't crazy, but I had my crazy moments. But at the back of my head all the time was, I cannot fail, I cannot not get my degree because my sister and my brother have their degrees and their masters. I cannot fail. And on top of that, I cannot fail, especially now because I'm lesbian, you know. It's because that lies at the back of your head because you need to fulfill certain, you know, so yeah, exactly, it's what makes you fail, you know. So
It's the same example that I gave you about my sister. You remember that when things started falling apart at one point in my life,
She said
it was because I'm gay,
Yeah.
I'm drinking, I'm running around with men in Gaborone. You see?
But you
She
also
didn't even
know
look at the dynamics behind
Yeah.
what could be the really underlying issue.
But you also know that the pressure, personally, I feel that the pressures that we also, something that, I mean, all the time as gay, lesbian people, bisexual, trans, intersex, we talk about the discrimination that we face outside. And we talk about how hard it is for us to come out to the outside because the outside world, it's ready to devour us. And we hardly talk about what I think is a very important aspect, which is the pressure that comes from our own community. And it's something as well. And it's something that I spoke earlier on. And we had a little chat. We talk about it with Kane all the time. And I said everything around me revolves around femininity and masculinity. Because even as, I've been into spaces where people, as gay man, we're both gay man, and someone says, I'm straight acting, or I'm this. Or in spaces where it's a male and another male. And the moment you say I'm gay, it's like you just lost a level of your masculinity, and yet before this, people thought you're a great guy, we can go play football, we can play soccer, whatever you name it. But after you've said I'm gay, it's like you lose something, and sometimes it's within our own very community that I remember I have a friend, as a men friend of mine, Teta. And Teta I would be walking with, I remember walking in Joburg one time with Teta. And Teta is literally, my friend is literally a drag queen, like a 24/7 drag queen. He goes, hi, oh my gosh, Rati, what are you doing? And I'm just like, yeah, I also, and we're walking, I can't remember what I was doing. And he was very pissed because Teta felt I was outing him. He was, oh my goodness, my friend, people are going to see him gay just because I'm hanging out with you, sort of thing. And I realized that there's also that much pressure in our own community that we're constantly trying to look like the heterosexuals so we get accepted, I'm constantly trying to walk like this. So
even sometimes to just convince, because like you're saying, after you have come out and there is that element of loss, even when you're just with the people there who are straight, at the back of your head you always feel a bit just below them. So even to yourself you kind of constantly have to remind yourself, hey, with me I'll use sometimes yes.
No, it's a different reminder because it's almost like I always
You
convince people that I'm gay.
Yes,
It's always a debate.
But with
you're not gay.
Yes.
Like, what do you mean I'm not gay? I'm gay.
I don't think it's the issue of leaving our parents' dreams is peculiar or different or unique to the gay community. I think it's generally a problem that is across. But it gets more problematic within gay communities because we also sort of have like a disclosure that we must make, and a lot of people who have not come out, it's because I'm not disputing the fact that others just don't want to come out, but the reality is a lot of people who are in the closet, it's because my father would say 1, 2, 3, my dad would say 1, 2, 3,
my family
would say 1, 2, but I think for me,
men's case, being the only child and being gay.
Yeah, that is like the worst.
And if you don't want to have children, then it's a problem.
So I think for me, leaving life on my own terms was when I really had to understand who I am.
Exactly.
Because saying I'm gay is really different from saying I know the person I am. And I remember as well, after I accepted myself that I was gay, I got the gay bite. No, but when it got to me that the sting, I was like, I'm gay. You finally realize So I had a moment where I would want to go to every boy's room. I'd want to do, I really want to prove that I'm gay. It's that point, and it had to come down to me to realizing that gay is my orientation and not my identity. I'm a lot of other things more than just gay. And accepting the fact that people will like you, some won't. People would accept you, some won't. But the most important thing for me was realizing that being gay is just one of those things. I'm light, so I could be gay, sort of thing. That there's more to life than being gay,
gay.
My dream is to live in a Botswana that recognizes everyone, a Botswana that does not favor another citizen. I want a country where we're all recognized for all our good deeds, and those who don't do good deeds, are pushed up to that platform where they can be good people and be good citizens and consider other people within the society.
My dream is basically placed around love. What is love? We each have to take one step back, take one step out of you, and see the hurt or whatever some other people are going through, show love. When last did you show love to a total stranger, somebody you don't even know? Think about that. My dream is just basically where there is love, because where there is love, all of these things will not be there. We will not be having discrimination on the basis of gender, sexual orientation, race, or all those things. Where there is love, a lot of ills will not be there. So that is my dream, love.
My dream is for us to live happily with other human beings, I'd say.
My dream is to laugh, live, love, and enjoy life.
This is my dream. This is my dream, Kane. I want to get married. I want to have that family, and I want to one day leave a legacy, die and have people say, he was here. Oh, when I say I want to get married, obviously, my friend, it's going to be a man.
Okay.
Yes.